Okay, today we are talking about angles and transversals. So, an exterior angle of a triangle is formed outside. So D is your exterior angle, and we are going to box those. The remote interior angles are the two angles inside, opposite of, or adjacent of the exterior angle, and we are going to circle those. Then to get our exterior angle, we are actually going to add those two interior angles to get our exterior. So an exterior angle of a triangle equals the sum means add, of the two remote interior angles. So as you see, I circle, circle, square, or rectangle, whatever you want to call it, and we are going to add our two circles. So this is very simple. You could actually take your hand and cover the exterior. What is across from it is your opposite or your two interior angles. So we are going to circle those. So if it helps you to cover that exterior angle, do it so you know what to circle. So we're going to circle our two interior angles, and we are going to box, square, rectangle, whatever you want to call it, our exterior. Then you are going to take those, circle, circle equals a square, and we're going to plug those in. 46 plus 67. So pick up your calculator, and we are going to solve for x, our exterior angle. And 46 plus 67 is 113 degrees. That is all you have to do. So we know we're going to have circle plus circle equals your square. We are going to cover our exterior angle, or you can go ahead and box it because you know it's outside of the triangle. And we are going to circle the angles that are opposite of that exterior angle. So in other words, it cannot be right beside it. So I'm going to put my numbers in my circles, which are 33 plus 82 equals x. So in your calculator, do 33 plus 82, and you get 115.
Okay, now for number 3, you're going to circle 47, and then you'll also circle your x. And then you'll have to box 90. So your circle plus your circle equals box. So 47 plus x equals 90. So we'll have to subtract 47 from both sides to find out our x. So you get that in your calculator, 90 minus 47, and your x equals 43 degrees. Okay, on number 4, circle 22 and x. So circle plus circle equals box, and you're going to box 121 because it is your exterior angle. So then you'll have x plus 22 equals 121, and you'll have to subtract 22 from both sides to get your x by itself, and you'll have to do 121 minus 22, and you should get x equals 99 degrees. Okay, on number 5, circles, circle your two interiors, and box your exterior. So for circle, circle, circle plus circle equals box, you'll have 6x plus 4x equals 110. 6 plus 4 gives you 10, so it'd be 10x equals 110, and you'll have to divide 10 by both sides, and you get x equals 11 degrees.
Okay, so number 6, find the value of x. Okay, so my exterior angle is obviously the one on the outside, and we're gonna circle the ones that are farthest away, and we're gonna add those two up. So it'll be circle plus circle equals this lovely box. So I have 5x plus 110 equals 17x plus 14. Okay, I'm gonna switch it up. Go to green. So I'm gonna just remove the circles. I'm gonna rewrite it so I can make this look better for myself. 14, and then as always, right, we draw our line. And so we're gonna combine all our variables to one side, all the constants to the other. So I'm gonna go ahead and just subtract 17x on both sides. So then we have negative 12x plus 110 equals 14. Now, like I said, we're gonna move the constants to the other side. So therefore, we're gonna subtract this 110, right? Because we use inverse operations on this 110. So then we have, let me get my calculator out. To double check, we have negative 12x equals 14 minus 110 is negative 96. Inverse operation is dividing by negative 12, therefore x is equivalent to, you should know this off the top of your head, but if not, you got a lovely calculator, 8. And that is the value of x, which the question was asking for. Boom. So on to the next one, number 7. I'm about to erase that later on, but we'll get there when we get there. Find the value of x and determine the measure of angle CDF. So that's the angle I'm gonna get after this is said and done. Okay, my exterior angle is obviously the one on the outside. Then we'll circle the two angles that are farthest away, and those added together create the exterior angle. So I have 7x plus 5 plus my other 60 is equal to my exterior angle of 20x. And draw my line down the middle. So I'm gonna just add my like terms, which are 5 and 60, so it's gonna turn to 7x plus 65 equals 20x. Combine all my variables to one side, so get rid of this 7x on this side, get it over here. Then I'm left with 65 on the left side and 13x on the right. Inverse operations of multiple by 13 is divided by 13 to both sides. Therefore, what is that, 5 I think? Let me double check. Yeah, I'm right. So 5 is equivalent to x. Now that answers the value of x part, which is over here. Okay, now I still need the angle CDF. So to find that, CDF is this one. So I have to plug in x into this little piece of 20 times x, which is really just 5 now, which is 100. So therefore this 100 will go right here. That's how many degrees that angle is. Now to this next one, I'm going to erase this part because I overflowed from the last one. So now let's go find the value of x and then determine the measure of KML. So remember, my exterior angle is the one on the outside, hence exterior, like exit, right? Circle the two angles that are farthest away from it. And I know that circles plus a circle equals our exterior angle of 88 degrees. My first one was 11 plus 2x. My next one was 5x minus 7. Draw a line. combine line terms, so I have a 2x and a 5x, that'll turn into a 7x. I have my constants, which are -7 and 11, which will transform into, or combine into a +4, and that's equivalent to 88. I have to isolate x, so to do that, I have to get rid of this +4. The opposite of +4 is -4 to both sides. Then I have 7x equals 84. Divide by 7. X equals, like I said, you should know this off the top of your head, 12. And that is the value x, which goes right here. But the main question was asking for the angle KML, which K is here, M, and then L. So I'm looking for this one in particular, so that it corresponds to 11 plus 2x. I'm going to have to replace and substitute x with 12, which turns to 11 plus 24, which turns it into a final answer of 35 degrees.
And remember, you can do math up inner if you want to solve them that way.
Yeah, you can, but you know, it's math class, so do both. What else? So we're going to the next part.
Okay, so now we're going to transversals. That was exterior angles. Now we're going to transversals, and you'll want to use your highlighter on this section. So we can use given information and parallel lines to cut by transversal, determine angle measurements. To do this, first determine if the angle pair is supplementary. So supplementary, you have to remember back to 5th, 6th, 7th grade. It equals 180 degrees, or it might be congruent, which means equal. So if they are congruent, you're going to set angles equal to each other. So in other words, as you see right here, I have color coded. If they are the same color, they are equal. And we'll talk more about that in a minute. So pink equals pink and yellow equals yellow. If they are supplementary, you are going to have two different colors. You are going to have a yellow plus a pink. You are going to add those two and equal them to 180. So if I look at this picture right here, your diagonals are going to be equal. So you're just taking your highlighter and color coding your diagonals. So these two are the same measurement. If it's a yellow and a pink, you would add those together and they have to equal 180 because as you see, they are sitting on a straight line. So let's now go color code. And it really doesn't matter. Your color coding, just make sure your colors are going the same direction. So my pink went as a negative slope, so I just drew them both like that. Oh, that one just erased. And I'm now going to draw the other direction, a positive slope. As you see, my colors are going the same direction. Well, if I am solving for x, I see I have a pink and a pink. So I have x and 108. They are the same color, so they are equal. So if one pink is 108, the other pink is 108. Okay, so let's go to the next one. We have our angles, and I'm gonna go ahead and color code them even though I just hit both of the numbers. I see yellow and yellow, and I have a 57 and an X. Since they are the same color, they are equal, so I know X is 57 degrees. So you're just going to have to color code so you can see if they are equal or if they are 180. And as you see when I color code, I go the same direction with the colors. So I see on here, I have a pink and I have a yellow. They are not the same color, so do not put an equal sign in the middle. You're putting a plus sign, and that's going to equal 180. So I have X plus 120. I know I'm going to circle, cover, cover. I need to subtract 120 from both sides. Yes, you can put that in math up inner. And X is 60 degrees. So another way you can look at this, every yellow is 120. Every pink is 60. And you can see each side by side is going to give you 180.
Okay, we're gonna start by doing our color coding. Okay, so you have pink and pink. So, pink. And then of course, those are gonna be equal to each other. One is 115 and the other is 2x. So you'll have to divide both sides to get x by itself by 2. And 115 divided by 2 is 57.5. Oh my gosh. Just erase that whole entire thing. So the value of x is 57.5, but you can't stop there. We have to figure out our angle measure. So you have to do 57.5 times 2. And if you put that in your calculator, you should get, of course, 115 because they are equal to each other. Right, so you're gonna do your color code, pink and pink, yellow and yellow. So I see I have a pink and a yellow, so yellow, pink. And of course, those have to equal to each other of 180. My pink is 120, and then my yellow is x times 13. I'm gonna first start by subtracting 120 from both sides. Sorry, that's actually a addition sign. You can't really tell. So it should be, why is that not erasing? Should be x plus 13 plus 120. So I'm gonna actually take that away. Let me start all over. Forget that. Why does it keep coming back? As far as I'm pulling a U.
It's your turn.
Any help?
Oh my god.
It's in your foundation.
It might. You are subjective. So the yellow is x plus 13 plus the pink 120 equals 180. So you can start out by first adding your 13 and your 120 to each other. So then you have x plus 133 equals 180. Then you want to subtract 133 from 180, and you get x equals 47. So your x is 47. Now we have to go and put that back in to find our angle measure, and you'll do 47 plus 13, and you should get 60. So again, we're gonna match our colors. I see that I have 2 yellows, and those should be equal to each other. So one is gonna be 109 and the other is 3x plus 10. I'm gonna subtract 10 from both sides. So then I'm left with 3x equals 99. And of course you have to divide by 3 to get x by itself. And x equals 33. But you have to plug that back into your x. So 3 times 33 plus 10. And your final answer should be 109 degrees. And of course you can put that into your math up enter.
Number 7, obviously we highlighted first. What's the highlighted? Oh, we're gonna go green. No, I don't like greens. Go blue. What else do we got? Blue. Let's go brown. Let's see how that looks. Okay, oh my lord. As always, we're highlighting. And then let's go with it. Okay, now notice I have a blue brown. Therefore, as we stated at the beginning, right, if they are different colors, then they're going to be supplementary and they're going to be equal to 180. So that's the case in this one. So I have 4x. Oh, excuse me, that's not the right color. My blue one was 3x plus 25. And then that's adding to my brown one, which is 4x plus 15, and that's equivalent to 180. As always, I draw a line. As always, you can use math up enter, but where's the fun in that? So, first things first is combine like terms. So I have a 3x here and 4x here, that'll turn into 7x. Then I have a plus 25 plus 15, that turns into 40 equals 180. Then I have to isolate this x, do that, take away this 40, so I'm adding 40, the opposite of adding 40, so taking away 40 with subtraction to both sides. I'm left with 7x on the left equals 140 on the right. Inverse operation of multiplying by 7 is dividing by 7 to both sides, therefore x is equivalent to 20. So my value of x is 20. I think I find all the angle measures. Angle measure of 1, I guess I can label this number 1. This first one, right, we know what x is, we're going to plug it in, so 4x plus 15. So that 20 is going to replace the x, so it's going to be 4 parentheses 20 plus 15. Once again, you can just plug this in the calculator, but we know that 4 times 20 is 80 plus 15, that's going to be equal to 95. So the first angle measure is 95, and obviously there's some words underneath it. It's probably asking about the second one, so we're going to hit and run that one. That's going to be 3x plus 25. And once again, we know that x is 20, so I'm going to replace x with 20. And we also know that 3 times 20 is 60 plus a 25, which will turn into an 85. So those are my 2 angle measures. And we're good to go. So then let's go on to number 8. As always, we will begin with our highlighters. Let's switch it up this time. Let's go green, let's go brown, and we'll go with pink. See how that looks. Looks like the ice cream. Anyway, they are the same color. Remember, that's really nice and easy because they're the same color. We know that they're equivalent, and that means that they're equal to each other. So that means it's going to be 10x minus 45 on the left, and I have 7x on the right. As always, you can plug this in math up, enter, but we're going to have more fun than that. Do it this way. Remember, combine all the variables to one side, so I'm going to move this 10x to the right, and to do that, it's a plus 10x. The opposite of plus 10x is minus 10x to both sides. So then I'm left with a negative 45 on the left and a negative 3x on the right. Next inverse operation is to divide by negative 3, since we're multiplying by negative 3. Therefore, x is equivalent to a positive 15, because 2 negatives make a positive. I know my value of x is equal to 15. I guess I'll label this first one, 7x, as my measure 1. So 7x, and it's like the last one, right? Or like we've been doing, we replace x with 15. And off the top of my head, was that 75? Someone fact check me later. Who am I sure? Wait. 90, no, 6 times 15 is 90, so that means that's not my fault. Fact check myself, can't trust nobody these days. It's 105. Now on to the next one, right? That was measure angle 1, we're going to do measure angle 2. Angle 2 must move down here. I think I have room. it's 10x minus 45. And as always, we're going to replace x with our newfound number, which is 15. So I know that for a fact is 150 minus 45, which will turn it into 105 as well. Which we knew without doing the math because of the same highlighted color, and we didn't need to do that math. But that's why you pay attention to class and understand if they're the same color, highlight, they are the same. And I just wanted to show you that the math works out still. AKA, that's my way of saying I forgot as well. So I did not need to do that math, but we know that they are the same. Boom, that's my fault. Taking too much time for no reason. Let's go run it with the brown again. And let's go yellow this time. Okay, we know they are different colors, so that means they are complementary, which means that adding them together is going to equal 180. My first angle is going to be x minus 17, and my next one's going to be 3x plus 1. And as always, disclaimer, right, you can put this in math up, enter, but where's the fun in that? Combine like terms, I have x and 3x, that'll turn to 4x. I have a constant of negative 17 and a 1, that'll turn into negative 16, equals 180. Isolate x. To do that, get rid of that negative 16, the opposite of negative 16 is adding 16 to both sides. So I'm left with the 4x equals 196. Now I have to divide by 4 to both sides. Therefore, x is equal to, what is that? 449, right? Because 50 times 4 is 200 minus 4 is 49, perfect. That is my x value. That will go for this first blank, and as always, they want both the angles, so I'm going to measure this first one. This will be angle number 1. So, we'll plug in a 49 where I see x, and so therefore that will turn into 32 degrees. So the first one will be 32 degrees. And like last time, right, I kind of did the math for no reason because I knew they were the same color. This time, however, they are different colors, so I know for a fact I do have to do the math because they're not going to be equal to the same thing. It'll be measurable 2. So this is going to be 3x plus 1, 3 times 49 plus 1. So 3 times 50 is 150. Subtract 3, that's going to be 147 plus 1. So that means my angle is going to be 148 of angle measure 2. That's a lot of talking.